Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do here. Somewhere.
Hang on, wait, what? How is that my problem?
Well, let's just say it's a pup's abandoned project.
Right, okay.
No,
And since we're the ones that need to join to it, we need to solve the problem.
It's not abandoned. I'm still creating this loop so I can connect it all together. This loop is becoming the problem of my life at the moment.
You still can't move this hill, mate, and this track. Unless we just don't try.
I don't know what you want from me, Paul.
Where are we going in, Sammy? We're coming in over here. Near the water.
I have no idea. I thought Pups was making a teardrop, the same as we've just done with the sawmill.
The main line curve in first.
He's been busy building the track that goes to the smelter that we don't need yet.
No, we do need it, so I know where to put the teardrop.
I don't feel comfortable speaking there, Paul.
Good.
The passion.
If only this game gave you an option to build track parallel to each other. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
That's advanced talk, that is.
I'm just standing on the end of this point, looking into the abyss, going, I don't know what to do.
I've got a feeling we'll be going this way, so I'll cut trees down.
Well, where's your bridge? That's the question.
The bridge is ready to connect into something, but we don't really know where we're coming in yet.
The bridge needs to turn onto the main line, and then we need to take a junction off the bridge to go to the sawmill.
So we're going to bring logs from the log camp, and they've got to come to the water bit, haven't they?
The logs have got to go from the logging camp to the pond. That's the only thing that line needs to do.
Yeah. So, given that we're driving on the left, we want to be coming into this bit here. So this needs to go up there. Then the only question is, how do you get back again? Did we reverse? Because we can't loop around, can we?
You could loop and join the other side to it as well, because I put a loop behind the thing.
Yeah, you did, but as the problem is, mate, go to the end of that line there, and you'll see a mound, which you can't move.
We can take the track back a bit. We don't need to be this long.
We did have a gradient over that at one point in a playthrough, I think.
I do wonder whether you essentially put like I don't really see the need to have a siding on this side of the log camp.
Oh, sorry. I'll delete it, shall I?
I would just essentially either have the siding there as a short siding and then just put a point in that's essentially going to head off.
I did say we'd just bring it back a bit.
In this direction. I've got the wrong point, but essentially something like that.
I think last time you curved that over to here.
Yeah, so that'll go that way. Yeah, exactly.
You kind of curved it and rejoined somewhere down this end.
Yeah, we joined it onto the teardrop. We had the main line was split into three. We had one going off to the smelter, one going off to the sawmill, and then we had a little separate independent teardrop for this place. Because this still all needs to be connected to the main line to get trains down it in the first place. Oh, no, Michi, I don't even know what that word says.
Chamomile.
Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate it. Love you really, my friend. I'm sorry for raging at you.
It's chamomile tea, I think he's referring to.
Paul, we can push this back a bit if you want, if it's sticking out too far.
Push what back?
This junction, if you want. We can push it back if it's sticking out too far.
Well, I'm just going to, to throw something into the mix, I'm just going to chuck a line over in that direction and see what it looks like, so we've got something to discuss. Where am I going?
Are you building a big bit?
I'm just putting something in, Tommy. Why?
Because I need to put a point in it probably, but carry on.
That's fine. Right, so there's one curve coming out. Can't I just join to that?
So that's going to the log camp.
Right, so now just drag a line, if you can, from the bridge, from the end of the point that we've built to there.
It's probably too long, isn't it?
Might work.
There you go. That did not work.
No.
Was that a straight piece of track?
Am I leaving this cross section in?
No, that was just there for shenanigans.
All I can see is trees going flying.
I can see trees going flying. Right, I'm on my way back over to join this track. Right, there it is. I think it must be too far because it won't. There you go. That is hopefully joined. Yep.
Are you happy with using that track as it is, as it states, as it sits? So with the big embankment, or are you think of changing it, or?
Well, it's fine. I think we just then add some embankment here, just so we haven't got floating track. But other than that, that's fine, isn't it? Or have I missed something?
No, that's fine. No, it's cool.
You're going to need a splitter at some point to go onto the main line.
Wait a minute,
Yes.
boy.
I was just asking. Sorry.
This is the line in the sand, mate.
This is doing the bit that you should have done 10 minutes ago.
Oh, if only I didn't bring the main line closer to make it easier. Oh, no. I should have just left it 500 million miles down towards the start point.
500 million.
Let's not get technical about my distance measurements here, Paul.
I mean, that's to the sun and back 5 times. That's not very far.
Always got to think you're cleverer than me, ain't you, Paul?
What? Where did that come from?
No, okay. I'm having a midlife crisis.
Have a beer.
So am I half correct in thinking that we kind of want one that goes that way and then one that goes like this, if I can make that work?
I think we normally have a triangle, don't we? So you can either go straight
So
off.
that this one will connect to... Which side did I pick? My side.
Could use a triple switch, says Tommy.
I could, but... I think possibly the split off to the right back to the warehouse needs to possibly be further back than where this one sits. So
The problem is you've got this
What?
mound in the way.
I'm confused.
Right, let me just put a... So, Somebody, I think you're kind of heading this... I'll put a water tower here. This is the direction you need to come into.
Lay a piece of track down where where the main line connection is if you want.
I'd love to be able to see the water tower that you place.
Well, I'm trying to remove trees, so just take time. Because what you've got is a big bit of land in the way.
So, am I aiming for the water tower or avoiding the water tower?
Well, put it this way. As you look at it from your track, the left of that is a big hill. So, let me just quickly... Your main line is there.
I did put a massive piece sticking out roughly where it is.
But you can't build even taller objects. Somebody should add a mod that's like just a huge antenna. Duh. That should help.
DMs.
Yes, Sammy.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I've just drawn you a line for your water towers.
I love the artistic work as well, Sammy.
So
you need to basically turn and head over to this water tower, and then you but more or less keep going straight after that.
So in theory, we want to actually start. Right, I need to find a data point, don't I? So let's carry on pulling this out.
Why is it so hard to put a parallel track next to a curve?
What do you mean?
Getting these curves so they don't... Like this one's obviously done, and it's set to 100 degrees radio. But getting this next one in next to it's a...
Well, what you do,
interesting
so at the start and the end of the... At the start of your... Well, the end of your straight bit, put those 90-degree ones down. So you've got your space in. And then when you've done your first curve, your second one you do without going into circle mode, because you just literally connect it.
Oh, okay.
You build your parallel track at either end. Yeah?
Yep.
Do your first one by doing your curve, but your second one just do it without circle mode, and it'll just naturally take its own path. It won't be exact, but it'll be good enough.
Okay, because it's just this main curve here. I managed to do the other one.
Indigo, how you doing?
Problem is, Captain Flint, I don't know how long the curve is.
Well, you can, Captain Flint, but it's another way of doing it. You'll never get them exactly parallel in a curve. I wish when you was in fly mode, you didn't slide around.
Yeah, you wish when you actually stopped, it would eventually stop you, right?
Just a little bit of friction is all I'm wanting.
You just delete a section of track. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it. Where are you? Are you connecting to that? Yeah.
Does that work, or is it clipped in the ground?
No. I think it works. Yeah, I just want little jetpacks, Captain Flint. You know, you're in Space Engineers and you can toggle the, what do they call it, inertia mode.
Dampeners.
Yeah, the little dampers that slow you down. Just want that. So when you stop moving yourself, you just gradually come to a halt. Otherwise, you find yourself trying to lay track while you're just sliding like that.
So the only problematic theory of what I've just done is we really want to have another point. Do we?
Or
Yeah, we want to have a point from the sawmill to the warehouse.
I can sort that out once I got this radius in.
sawmill to the warehouse, because what you're bringing.
Because in the first instance, we'll just be able to produce logs and not logs, beams and planks, which we can sell.
That's this line here, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that surely needs to connect to the section that we've just built.
Yeah, but I mean, if this is like your outbound line from there. So you've picked up some planks or whatever, and then you jump track onto this side, and then you come along this way. And then we just need to figure out where we're going to hook it in. Some part of that triangle, I suspect.
Okay, I'll move the main from the bridge.
we bringing it to? So that's the... If you come and have a look at this zombie, that's the kind of curve we've got coming out of there. So we might have to just push that out a little bit. See this?
Yeah.
We can't come in anymore because of the terrain.
Yeah, so I think then that this this point that I've placed can go a lot further back,
yeah,
essentially.
I think it's going to have to go further back.
So if this bit of track can come out, I can probably carry on this curve.
We need a bigger triangle, basically.
So let's take that out. Let's carry on this way.
What's considered to be a tight radius then?
Well, in my world, it's anything less than 70, but
Right.
you have to do what you can, really.
So if I say like 100, that should be fine.
100 is perfect in my world,
Okay.
but like I say, it depends on the parameters of what you're setting as restriction, right? And I wish there was a hotkey to turn the flying on and off. That would be useful.
I imagine having to tab over just to do it is so frustrating. Oh, but you're cheating. You shouldn't be flying.
Tell that to CS2 beta testing. Have you heard about that, Paul?
What?
So in the console command, you can enable wall hacks and you can't turn it off.
You can't turn it off.
Nope. Unless they've patched it by now. But the other week, a streamer activated it and couldn't turn it off.
Interesting.
And it's just in the console command of the game, so it's not even hacking.
I mean, it's still, to be fair, it's still pre-release, isn't it? So.
So there's this track that I'm stood on here, Paul. Need to meet your track.
Oh, just give me a minute. My head's hurting.
No worries.
I just tried switch left and switch right, and it didn't make any difference. How does that work? There we go. God. Right, this piece is where it needs to meet.
Okay.
Onimuchi, sum it up well. 3 hours of track lane and not one train.
Paul, would it be worth if I push this junction back a bit more? Just to try and get a nice angle?
I don't see why not. I mean, don't forget as well that you need to be able to come along here and then jump onto the left track if you go into the warehouse. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
at the
so I need to
moment,
put another one on.
well, yeah, you've got to put one further down, haven't you? Because you've got
Yeah.
to come into here, and then you might want to then jump over onto that track to carry on.
So should I push this one back to create you a better angle?
Do we need it?
I don't know what the angle's going to look like going to where you need to.
Let's try it. So if we bring up the track, turn off the circle mode, and then just click on the end of it. And then if you click that, it'll just automatically connect it. And then we can see what it looks like. Why am I not getting the chain icon?
Because it might be out of parameters, e.g. the track may be clipping through the ground, I think, is what's happening to the same bit that I'm trying to pull from the other direction.
What it's...
I think last time, Sammy, didn't you fix it by adding a 90 on the end?
Well, you have to place and unplace that switch, essentially. So if you...
What's
Can
wrong
you
with the
connect to
switch?
the end of that 90 port?
Yeah, now delete the switch.
Why? What are you trying to do?
Because it's a bug. Sammy had to do it for me. So it was delete the switch and then put the switch back, wasn't it,
Put
Sammy?
the switch back exactly the same.
Remember what switch you used, Paul?
That's a right... No, it isn't. I'm upside down.
That's a switch. No, it was a right, wasn't it?
It's a switch right with... Yeah, that one.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And then if I delete the
Works straight away.
90, now Paul should be able to place his
Yeah.
part.
It's they've updated some codes to enable the links into the three-way stub, and I think they've messed some of it up. So it's basically the switch bugs. So if you place the datum point of the cross as a reference point, place that, delete the switch, put the switch back, it should work. Is what I've found so far playing this playthrough.
And that's the reason why I couldn't connect the line here.
Yeah, it might be. I can't confirm, but it might be.
Well, it's not, because I still can't put it down.
I can delete that piece of track if you want to connect it directly to the switch, maybe.
Well, I'm thinking what's
Try-
happening is the ground is just rising up in between, and what I was going to
Yeah.
do was just build a bit more straight off my junction,
Okay.
and then we can drop down towards your signal, your switch.
All I can see is trees flying in the background.
So if I put this down, so that to there, and then let's see if that connects, and if not, we'll have to push your junction back a bit.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that connects now. There you go.
Very nice, very nice. Also, that's the best I could get that curve on the second track on the main line.
Well, we're not pedantic in parallel corner tracks as far as I'm concerned, but you'd have to speak to Paul.
I already said you can't get it perfect.
Can I ask a hypothetical question of
No.
getting from the lumber and beams track from the warehouse? As in, if you wanted to travel inbound from the warehouse to the beams and the beams and planks side of the sawmill, do I need to somehow fit essentially another Y in that's progressively in front of the teardrop that I've built going off to the sawmill?
We got to add on the main. We got to add another junction to get onto the left side. So you could just use that because once that train's on that line, it's not coming off, is it?
Well, you can go, if you're coming from the warehouse, you can go into the sawmill and pick up your planks. The only problem then is where are you trying to get to?
So, in theory, if say we're doing logistic runs back and forward from the sawmill to the warehouse,
Yeah, you can't get back currently.
at the moment there's not a return, is there? Other than driving all the way around the logging camp teardrop to return in the correct direction.
But
I'm
what you
using
can
air quotes.
what you can do is it's a bit hard to come off that. The curve of the sawmill, the very top end of the teardrop, if you break a junction into that, you can come off the top end of it and then merge onto the main line. Can you see my stream at all?
I can. It's a bit small in the corner, but okay.
Okay. 1 sec. Right, if I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this bit here, this curve, because you can follow the track in this way, pick up your planks from there, and then you want to be able to get back out there, but making a junction on that curve is not easy. But maybe if you can break over before this hill, the hill is the problem. But if you can break out before the hill, you can come this side of it back onto the track.
Could you put 2 switches on?
So, under the pretense of, say, you've just come from the warehouse, so from the south, you're heading in a northbound direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cursor exactly the way you just did it.
Yeah.
So, say you've travelled that way, you've just now loaded up with logs and beams. So your loco, in theory, would be at the front, at the pointed end of the teardrop.
Yep.
What's your proposal from getting from there with your train front there to back where you've just come from in the south?
Well, the proposal is if you can break a junction into this part here of the track around the sawmill, if you can break a junction in, what you can do is you can have a piece of track coming out to a siding, so you then reverse out to the siding, and then you go forward into the main line. See what I mean? But it's whether you can break a junction into that.
I don't think breaking a junction into that corner is any sort of option, because I think that corner's too tight as it is.
What about on the spare line that's just... Could you put a switch onto the spare line and then a switch off the spare line onto the main line? Because there's 2 tracks where Paul's looking.
Well, there's 2 tracks. So this bit here, where it straightens up, if you can jump onto that siding line, you can then come back out to a siding and then go forward. There's one option. Either way, you're not coming out of here without reversing somewhere. You've got to, unless you take a massive loop around that hill.
Right, let me see what I can do. Cool.
But I think you just want to be reversing out to a siding and then going that way. Would it be easier to go around and merge in between the triangle at the bottom? What, merge inside this triangle? How? Bear in mind you've got this big hill and you've got this big hill. The terrain is the problem. The one option is to like break out of there and go all the way around that hill and loop back in. That's doable. Can you mirror the teardrop on the right side and use it for reversing? I think this area is what you need to use. But yeah, you got to turn around as well. So you need to reverse into a siding and go out is my proposal. But somebody's got his own idea. Let's put it back on that. Biggie Footy, thank you for 95. I subbed on Yachts once, or somehow I'm 1 month lagging. I think you're 1 year lagging, Big Footy, as well. Oh, you mean you subbed... No, hang on. No, I don't know what you mean. Oh, no, I get you. You subbed on Yachts One, so you would have subbed April 2015-ish, but subscriptions started before that, didn't they? Because I was partnered 2013? Yeah, that would make sense.
Does that work, Paul?
Yeah, but personally, I would never do this. Just because switching these points is a pain.
Good point.
Or put a crossover in and then place it if you're bothered. But I just use railroads online to switch it personally.
But yeah, it's up to you.
And if you can make it better, I was just racking my brain because, yeah,
Let's go back to fly mode.
I've aged about 50 years.
Right, so what have we got? We can get into here. We can come down here. I think that's what we did last time, somewhere where you reversed all the way up back towards the logging and then went forward. The downside is you have to coordinate with whoever's bringing logs down. What's this piece of siding here for, pups?
I don't even know where you are anymore.
At the sawmill?
Oh, well, it
think
was
that's
connected
redundant.
to the track, but now it's redundant. It was just to store extra carts if we needed to. It was all connected.
Oh, I can get rid of it.
Do we need a loop from this side, where I am, the log drop off to the main line, going towards the smelters?
God, this interface.
It's winding me up as
You
well.
can't
I
just
keep-
press escape on things. You know, you have to...
I've
press
done
the
that at least
G key.
100 at least 100 times by now.
It's just... What is this madness? Curious.
Because you still had circle mode on.
Might well be. I thought I turned it off, but yeah, I think that was it.
Right. How about this madness?
It's mad. Crazy. Won't work.
Come and check my madness.
I'm on my way.
Baggy trousers.
Where am I looking? Oh, well, I'm turning around. That's hurt my brain. Oh, wow. Oh, this is...
I think it works and it solves our problem.
It works, yes.
Whether it's very kinky and that won't work very well, I don't know.
No, I think it looks okay track-wise, sorry.
Yeah, put it like this, it's not a full speed corner.
Well, if anyone derails there, it'll be Throne, so we can just blame him.
And I'm not so worried about the track overlay because there's no way that you'd have two trains next
Yeah.
to each other at this point, right?
Yeah.
So yes, they are overlapping here, where I'm standing now. But I don't think that's actually a problem.
Hang on, I'm on my way again. Yeah, because you
you'll
wouldn't
never
ever have
have
two trains here in the first
You'll never
place.
have two locomotives running next to each other at this point, would it?
No.
And if you do, well, you deserve what you get. See what Paul thinks.
I hate this.
I swear building was easier last time.
Right, that's what I want, but I want the switch in the other place. So switch left, it must be that one. Is I want that one, that one. No, not that one. Just
You want the same bit that you picked up, but you just a different connection.
got it. God, man. The preview is so bad.
The best thing I can say with the preview is like cycle it a few times so you get used to which bit it's actually putting. And by the way, Pups, that's the first time I've used that new piece.
Lol.
I use the 45-degree crossover by any chance.
Maybe. What I want is a 45-degree crossover with switches. That's what I want.
Oh no, that my brain would genuinely have a meltdown. Shall I go and grab the loco and see if that works for me?
It should work.
The loco's still at
I mean,
base.
you can actually get the loco here now.
That's what I mean. Is the loco still at base?
Probably.
Yeah, I want a double slip switch cross point is what I want in this game.
Sounds fun, Sammy.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't put the one in yet. Maybe it's tricky.
Well, it's because you have... Yeah, I'm not going to start explaining it.
Please don't.
But yeah, Paul, if you just... Sorry, before you go. So there's like a quote-unquote pinch point that's just further up from that 40-degree cross.
Right.
So where I'm standing over here, I'm the one jumping. Hopefully you can see me jumping.
Yep.
So the track has slightly overlaid each other, but you'd never have two locomotives on these two bits of track. Because you've come from a one piece of track and you're heading into a one
Can
piece
somebody
of track.
clip that? That bit where somebody just said, you will never have... Can somebody just clip that? Just for future reference.
Well, like I said, if anyone would do it, it'd be
If there
fun.
are two people running trains and you happen to get pushed off the track at this point, something has gone wrong.
It'll be fine, they said.
Yeah, progressive. The ability to pick a 90-degree crossover and scroll your mouse wheel and make it a degree of cross that you need would be fantastic.
Mental stew.
Hey Paul, happy Yachts 9. I started to watch you on YouTube when I found your shopping simulator video and still remember the original Yachts stream, back when I was about. Thank you for your amazing content.
Well, thank you for your support, dude. Shopping sim, I remember that. The first game was funny. The follow-up the following year was such a huge disappointment.
I just realised something. I've got to take this train back. We got no carts.
Yeah, you got to buy
Well, there's
some.
one attached to it.
Yeah, can we get more than one on it?
Hang on, aren't you meant to be building the main or something you were doing?
Yeah, but I thought we might want to test the track.
Lentil Stew, mate, thank you very much for 25 subs gifted. I think that woke us all up on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you very much for your support. And if you got a sub, please give him a thank you. Thanks for squirrel gifts. Much appreciated.
Yeah, so it's taken 3.5 hours, and we are at the point where we could actually move logs to either the warehouse or the sawmill.
Oh.
We're amazing.
What are you up to, Paul?
I'm experimenting.
Uh-oh.
That can never end well.
Because this hill is annoying. But it's I don't know, it's funny seeing what you can get away with. Oh god, what is this jank? I think this is Early Pups track. That's what this is.
No,
early
right?
pups.
No. I'm defending myself here. I did what you told me to do. Turn circle mode off and click the thing. I clicked the thing, and that's what the game came up with.
So it's the game's fault. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Set him off again. It's not hard.
It's no me. Why can't it auto delete a tree if a track goes through it?
That would be nice.
Is that too big of a quality of life thing I'm asking for?
It would be nice. I don't know why they don't do it, but yeah.
Hang on, Paul, you know you complained about the double switches that were next behind each other?
Where are you?
As in the two levers that are completely next to each other.
Yeah.
You know he hasn't done anything about that, right?
Well, Paul said it's fine.
No. Sommy said it's fine. He said, well, I would just use railroads on extended and flip the switches, so it's not a problem.
Well,
Why
was
is
that
everyone-
the decision?
Why is everyone trying to get me in trouble?
Did I make the decision?
Yes.
You said it was fine, so he left it. You can't now complain and say he's left it.
Well, I thought he'd left it, and then I didn't think you'd come to that decision, but that's fine.
Trying to get me in trouble.
This game doesn't mouse capture. I can see my mouse just blasting out of my game screen all the time. Right, where's the... Okay. Who's that down the track from me? Is that Sommy or Pubs?
Me.
You making...
Sidings.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Do you want to start? Carry on then, Paul. That's the start of it. I've just...
No, it's
connecting
fine,
this
but we need
before.
to slip this track over there as well, don't we?
Yeah. Because this is the main line bit here that I'm on, so that anything from here onwards.
My only thought is,
Yes.
we're traveling on the left, aren't we? So we're coming out
Yeah.
that way.
We'd need to put a switch or a loop on.
So you might want to have a switch. If you're going to put a switch, you probably need to put this one in and then that one further down. Was my only thought.
Do you want to delete that piece of track there where you are, Paul? I was going to say they're roughly all in 20-meter increments, so it's pretty easy to reconnect. That was a goal I set for myself, so me. 20-meter increments. Okay. I honestly thought that placed it on the floor then, Paul. I was like, what is this game doing?
I don't know. I find myself having to guess at this because it's just not intuitive and I don't get a preview that makes any sense. So, yeah.
Somi's gone quiet. I don't like it when he does this.
I'm just looking at the pain.
Is that what it is, Somi? You're just looking away?
No, I'm just looking at what Paul's trying to achieve.
Well, I know what he's trying to achieve, and
I know exactly what he's trying to achieve.
I've done this already. It's just a matter of randomly going through these options until I get the right thing because I can't work out what I need. Because, like, literally, look at the preview. That, okay, I can see that.
It is
that,
a switch.
I don't know
left,
what that means, and I don't know what that means.
It is a switch left 2 is the point, the bit that you need.
Why? Why is it a switch left 2?
Because it is a switch left 2. And then you need to cycle it so you're on the curved bit rather than the straight bit.
This is hurting my brain.
There you go.
Stupid.
I agree, Paul. It is. Wait, why is there a mound inside a mound?
Because there's possibly a bit of groundwork from all that placing that was left.
Oh no, never mind. It was Paul putting that bit in.
There you go. So you can slip over there.
Then we need a switch left.
Hang on, we'll have one of them.
Why does the inbound section to where you two are have a kink in it?
What?
Look
Where?
back towards the curves. The piece of track that comes from there. Why is that kinked? Yeah.
Because the game. That's what the game put there.
Oh, the game, Paul. The game put it there. Did you hear that? The game that's not advanced enough to delete trees where you place track that you two want as a feature. It's now randomly placing pieces of track.
There you go.
Oh my god! Can somebody get me in touch with the developers and I will tell them that this is doing this just randomly?
It's an undocumented feature.
Leave me alone. This game is putting years on me.
Oh dear. Right, I think that's what we want.
As a separate ask, are we, game decision, are we numbering carriages or not?
Yes.
It'd be nice if we did, but yeah.
Well, you realise you already have a carriage without a number on it.
I didn't create it. Nothing to do with me, Governor.
It's what the game creates.
Oh, you heard that, chat? The game suddenly creates random
The game that can't remove trees.
Yeah, the game gives you a train and a carriage at the beginning of the game.
Sure it does, Sammy.
If you roll back the stream 3 hours and 40 minutes, you will see that at the beginning there was a train and a carriage.
Me. How many sidings do we want?
So,
Paul?
would one, being Paul as one, would you like one to delete the carriage without the number on it to then...
Will we get a full refund?
No, you just get rid of the 200 points or whatever it is that it's going to be.
Well, if we're going to lose a carriage and get nothing back, then we may as well just keep it.
Railroads Online extended.
Okay, so would you like me to number the other log carriages?
Yeah, let's start the others at 1.
So you want to have a blank and then start it at 1, or do you want a blank and we start it at 2?
We have a blank and start at 1. We can't start at 2 and have no 1, but we can have a 0 that's not really there.
Okay, so you're binary starting at 0 rather than 1. That's fine.
Yeah.
Decision made. Cool.
There we go. Lovely. Lovely jubbly.
Right, so how many sidings do you want?
We don't use them a huge amount, do we?
3?
I think that's more than enough.
Because we can always add more on, can't we?
Yeah, like I said, we don't have crazy amounts.
I think you need to buy the cars because you're going to do it in the format that you want.
I can't remember the format that we had. I don't know what you mean, Albeck. Right, so what you buying there, Sammy? So this is
Right,
the
so
car.
That's what came with the save. If
Is
you
that
want
for
to
planks?
delete that, it's for logs and steel pipes.
Logs? I thought the log carriage had, like, things up the side.
No. Okay.
How can that whole logs just roll off?
It holds logs because it stacks them like a triangle.
What, 3 at a time?
3 at the bottom, 2 in the middle, 1 at the top.
Okay. I can't remember how many cars that can haul.
Not many. I think it was like 3 at max.
Yeah, there are also a couple of new rail cars, one of which being a skeleton car, but it will only carry logs, it won't be able to carry steel pipes.
How do you buy again?
G,
Gee,
locomotives.
there it is. Skeleton car, flat car, logs and steel pipes. Oh, that's got the sticks at the side, the lumber. Where does it show how much money we have?
If you come out of that screen and press P,
You know, it's really like user friendly.
$2,000.
yeah, so the 3 of us have all got 2,000.
Right. So that means we can afford.
I mean, I would go.
Flat
total
cars are
of
300.
Yeah, I would go a total of 6 for the first one, for Betsy anyway.
What, for flat cars?
Yeah,
So we need another 5 of them.
yes.
So the number, so the name, what did we put last time? We put SQRL.
Well, I don't know whether you want to do Yachts 9.
What, in the
and then
name?
in the name. And then the number, I don't know. If you're now about to do it, you need to start at 2.
What, you've already got a 01?
No, it's because it will spawn that one the furthest away, which will be the second car behind the train.
So we're going to spawn 02, then 01.
Correct.
Paint 1, paint 2, paint 3. I can't see because my character's crouched down for some
You can move your character like normal by using WASD
Oh,
when you're in the G screen.
God, this interface sucks. 7 paint schemes.
And please bear in mind that every time you pick a different coloured paint scheme, you will have to select it each and every time you do it.
Yep. Right, so colour 5 is what we're sticking with. Number 02. Order.
You can put a hashtag on there as well if you want. Never mind.
Too late, mate. Right, G. I can't just order a few of them, can I? And, I'll stay in that screen possibly. Oh, no. Let's get thrown out of that screen every time. Because why not? And then 01, paint scheme 5, yachts 9, ordered.
What bridge were we using?
Creosote.
The creosote one. Is that on or off?
That's off.
Oh, it's up and down. Oh, okay. I take it the back one's still on.
Are you doing 4 and 3? And then a 5?
Okay. I thought it couldn't haul more than a couple. Zero 04. Ordered.
You didn't change the colour on that one, by the way.
I did.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's just updated on my screen. Don't worry.
Zero 03. Then we want 6 and 5.
No, you just want 5 because you've already got one.
Bridges, select the paint scheme. I can see why you wanted Paul to pick the first one.
I told her.
To pick the first ones, what do you mean?
It resets it if you do a 20-piece. Oh.
Yeah, I know, Tommy, but the point is, like, you have to work with how the game works when you're spawning vehicles. It's annoying. Alright, see if I can remember how to do this. Of course I can't. There was a first-person view, wasn't, or something.
You look at the floor of the locomotive and press F.
F, that was it.
You might want to drive forward a little bit, I think, and then you could switch the point.
What were the controls? Regulator. Literally can't remember the controls.
And then V to cycle the... You have to use your cursor. There aren't any controls for the orange band.
Oh. Well, that's weird, because when I'm pressing W, the regulator changes.
Oh, I think there is, but I haven't figured those out. I just use my mouse to move the levers in third person. Alright, I've switched the switch for you, so if you want to come back.
Does it, like, Rome, do you need to see my throttle, really? Like, you're not driving, mate.
Got it.
Okay. Have you released?
Yeah. Well, yeah, one thing I will say, guys, is you know how I don't know whether it works on a normal point. I haven't tried it since the update, but you know how before you didn't have to switch a point if you were going against the spring. You cannot do that on a Y point, so you need to make sure if you're heading towards a Y that the switch is set for the way that you're travelling, if that makes sense.
Right. Are you going to flick that point for me?
Yeah. And on Railroads Online, it cycles. It doesn't go back the way you want it to go. So you have to click it 3 times sometimes to get it to move to the point over. If that makes sense as well.
Pops is a broken man. He's not even taking it in right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Now you can see it, guys.
Lol. What a troll.
It's bliss, isn't it? When you don't have to look at my mug, it's absolute bliss. Why do I need an expensive Sony camera when I can just not have one?
Hey, where's Paul?
Well, you wanted to see the compressor settings, now you can see the compressor.
Switch has changed.
No, Ken, I can't have a slipper cam because that would cover up the compressor or the generator or something else that is
Which
vitally
isn't
needed.
Which isn't even on this locomotive, but yeah, sure. Have you tried keeping everybody happy, Paul?
Yes, I gave up on that years ago. I have tried.
Cool, you're hooked.
Right. Up to the log, right?
Yep.
And then I think it'll be 3 o'clock by the time we get there. Is that point set correctly? That looks the wrong way to me.
Yeah, don't worry.
Sounds like it's going to blow up in a minute.
Oh yeah, they've synchronised the chuffs with the sound as well. Which is technically wrong, but...
Have you had a look at the points ahead?
Yeah, the points ahead are set, as far as I can see.
We're driving on the left, yeah?
For driving on the left. I wouldn't troll you by doing you on the right.
On the wrong
would
side.
I, Paul? Would I, Paul? Would I possibly switch you onto the right at the very last second?
Might need a firewood thing at the log camp if you haven't got one.
No, you've got plenty in the side of the train.
Oh, you have to chuck... How do I do this again?
Open the fire door. Left click the logs. Then you have to make sure you've got the percentage on your screen and then throw them in with right click. Merry New Year!
Congratulations on successfully making it to #yachts9 and not murdering pups yet, Paul.
Thank you, Dave. Mr. Drummer, thank you for 81 months. I last played it a year ago. It's largely the same apart from the way you lay track and the addition of coal trains, I think. I kind of hope they would have polished some UI stuff by now, or just added some quality of life features. Isn't it nice driving down a track that you've laid with your own hands?
And it only took 3 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah, but now it's down, we can get around.
Hey, that rhymed.
Teleporting is kind of in the game, D-Pain. If you put down the little Morse code box, you can teleport from one to another.
You can teleport with the telegraph. Can you imagine?
You just wire transfer yourself, basically. Parts,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
building truck out still.
Gone super quiet. Don't forget to use those cross pieces to lay sidings out. Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Particularly getting them the same length, and you can put those bumpers at the end and stuff. It's just two at a time, isn't it?
Yeah. If you line the cartridges up with the middle of the crane.
Oh, cheese breaks.
Overshoot.
Oh my god, the cheese breaks. Seriously. That was terrible. Thank you, network. Really? Really, game? Really? What? How can that not be loading the front car?
Because that wasn't the front crane.
Is it auto loading now?
Yeah, but if you move the carriage past the crane, it will stop. So you see it's automatic now. There's no... I've started it, I pressed it once, and then it started it, basically.
I know, Dave. We're just going to load this up and then we'll stop. There's still no time of day or weather or anything, is there? Still like sunny all day long. Cool. I think that will do though, won't it? We'll take a break now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, peeps. I shall be back. Where's my camera?
Lol.
There you go.
Oh, Paul, now your map is just floating in the middle of the screen. I mean, God.
Is that why that didn't work? Oh, there you go. I'll be back in 1 hour's time, or we'll be back in 1 hour's time. I think we might even have Rome with us. So that'll be fun. And yeah, I'm just going to take a break and grab some food, etc. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your support again, and I'll see you all in a bit. That's it from me. Bye for now.